Welcome to Global View Channel, GVC. In today's video, we're going to be showing you the top 10 most corrupt countries in Africa. If this is your first time of watching these educational videos, don't forget to hit subscribe button for more free content like these. Also click the notification bell to be the first to see when we release the next video. Top most corrupt countries in Africa. Almost everyone would agree that corruption is the biggest evil that has befallen the second largest continent in the world. While the continent is regarded as Earth's finest with abundant natural resources and wealth that would extensively hand Africans a better life, the people of Africa are increasingly abandoning their countries in search of meaningful living. It isn't outrageous to assert that nothing is right in the continent. Corruption has ruined everything. It's very safe to say that corruption has anchored its root to almost every system in Africa. Starting from the political sphere to the economic, financial, security, accountability, fairness and morality. Here are Africa's top 10 most corrupt countries. 10. Uganda. According to the report, corruption sagas roping in power players resurfaces in government departments and ministries of Uganda, even though her current leader, President Museveni, and his administration have embraced corruption war repeatedly. 9. Equatorial Guinea. The country takes a position on the list despite being among the globe's wealthiest nations of the world, beating Saudi Arabia, Korea and Italy combined. From bribing to looting, such that the poverty rate of the entire nation is really high. This is because citizens of Equatorial survive under $1 per day. 8. Angola. In the past 10 years, Angola has lost about $5 billion to corruption. The country is among the most corrupt countries in Africa and is also on the world's top 10 most corrupt countries list. Nearly the entire government in Angola engage in obtaining money fraudulently amounting to $100 million for personal use. 7. Cameroon. Based on the report, about 62% of Cameroonians bribed their way out last year, while 81% said their judiciary is graft-minded. Of the respondents, 71% felt that corruption was deep-rooted in schools. About 46% of the respondents noted that graft practices have jumped in the last 2 years, only 30% felt that corruption had decreased. 6. Mozambique. About 62% of Mozambican respondents said either they or someone in their household paid a bribe at some point over the last year. 79% of the respondents felt that the education sector was highly corrupt, only the police were thought more corrupt. The Minister of Education has been mired in multiple scandals such as diversion of funds and corrupt admission to schools. 5. Zimbabwe. President Mugabe's country gained fame for being corrupt-stricken. The study says 62% of Zimbabwe respondents disclosed they bribed in the last year. 77% of Zimbabweans feel corruption has spread across the country, which Zimbabwe Independent suggests was as a result of the rise in poverty and hardship. 4. Libya. The report shows that 62% of Libya's respondents paid bribes as the basic way of getting served rightly. But more sadly, a discouraging 71% of the respondents said journalists wouldn't report an incident of corruption since the fallout wouldn't be good. A press release from Amnesty International shows that a newspaper editor was convicted and served up to 15 years in prison for publishing a list of 84 reported corrupt judges. 3. Kenya. Very well know Kenya didn't miss the list. The country too has been hit by graft scandals almost countless. The report shows that 74% of the Kenyan respondents paid bribes to obtain government services faster. In addition, public funds mapped out for projects that would have served the public as well as create thousands of jobs were stolen home by those in charge. 2. Liberia. The country that is currently ruled by one-time World and Africa Footballer of the Year didn't miss out of the list too. Liberians said to gain anything from the government is same as paying a bribe, as 75% of Liberians had bribes in 1 year to get served by government officials. 1. Sierra Leone. The number 1 spot goes to Sierra Leone. The citizens said they bribed to obtain favor to be served by government officials paid by the administration to discharge such duties. 79% think the police are very corrupt, while 74% nailed the judiciary. Richard Konta, President Ernest Bai Koroma's chief of staff, frowned at the survey and said it does not get his country's local practices of presenting kola nut to the chief after a job that is done well. Thanks for watching. If you will like more on these kinds of educational videos, click the red subscribe button below this video.